Hi everybody. Welcome to Drill Talk Vertical Live with Ricki Wynne, live from Croatia. Thanks for joining us. We're just going to have a bit of a chat here about Ricky's race strategy, his gear for the race, and also nutrition plan. So, Ricki, let's start off. What's the weather like in Croatia? How are things, and how's today been?
Yeah, as you can tell from my little red face, the weather is pretty sweet here. I think it's like 19, 20 degrees, and it's going to be up around 22 degrees, I think, for tomorrow. So it's A1 for me. I love the heat. I love this kind of weather, and it's a break from all the rain we've been getting back in Ireland.
Yeah, totally. So for people that are tuning in for the first time, the purpose of these sort of vertical lives is sort of 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to touch on these three topics, and then we're going to come back after the event and see how the plan transpired. So let's kick things off with what's the strategy for Istria? First off, tell us the stats for the race and what's your kind of goals and strategy for achieving that. Over to you.
Yeah, so this is Istria 100. It says 100, but it's a 110K race. Would say 110K race, 4,000 meters of climb, maybe a little bit shy of 4,000, but here or there, that kind of way. But strategy is, look, it's a very competitive race. There's some top athletes here. Pau Capel is here, Pablo Diaz is here. But at the same time, I've got to back myself and I've got to aim high, and I'm going to try and squeeze myself into that top 10 here. It's going to be a big ask, but I mean, look, if you don't try, you'll never find out, you know. So I've got to push, got to back myself, got to back my trainer, and hopefully I can pull that off. You're talking around 10 kilometers an hour to squeeze in under that 11-hour finish. That 11-hour finish could see me inside the top 10, but I'm going to try and get like 70K at that kind of pace, hopefully still in good day, and things go to plan. But look, it's ultra running, you know, nothing ever really goes to plan.
So 4,000 meters over 110K, you know what we would all call that fairly runnable, right?
Yeah.
Is the vert compressed into any one section, or is it kind of spread across that first 90 odd, 85, 90K?
Yeah, so like I've never ran on the course, so I don't know exactly what it's like. But from what I hear, and I've been in touch with Harry Jones a few weeks ago, and Harry, I think, finished fourth last year, and he was telling me that over the first 30K, that's where probably the punchiest climbs are, that's where the biggest climbs are. And then after that, it becomes more rolling. Now, like we say rolling, as in it is runnable, but they're still steep, punchy, but they're short. So it's like the first 30K is where all the big climbing is going to be done, and then after that, it's sort of like progressive, like, and it starts to nearly almost become like a downhill race after that. So I'm looking forward to getting that first 30 to 40K out of the way.
So for in terms of the strategy, will you feel that you're kind of racing from the gun? Will you be racing to time? What's your sort of mindset going into it?
Yeah, it's like I know it's going to start fast, so I'm gonna automatically go with the top runners, because you know you don't want to let them get too far ahead. Now, if the pace is super hot, if like Pau and Pablo are running at like ridiculous pace over the, I'm gonna have to back it off, because at the end of the day, I've got to respect the distance, and I've got to respect that those lads are weapons. They really are, you know, and I know they can hold that kind of pace. So I've got to just feel it out, and I've got to like sort of trust, if I have to slow it down, that I can gain it back. But at the same time, I'm still going to be pushing. I'm still going to be very close to that limit of like almost blowing up, but just going at a sort of a steady enough pace not to blow up, that I'm still able to get the calories in without getting sick later on in the race. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, that's for sure.
So what are we talking here? Like a kind of 5 to 7 RPE sort of range?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah, like it's yeah, I'm going to be blowing for a lot of it, you know. But at the same time, like I've put the training in where I know that I can hold that kind of pace, the pace that I want to. I got a back that I can hold that pace, you know. So, yeah, and then see what's left in the tank for those last 25k. I'm putting a lot into that last 25k, that last stretch, because I have a strong finish. I've always had a strong finish, and like I have a bit of a kick, let's say, from my road running side of things. So I always back myself to finish strong on some of these races.
I'm like, what do you think of technicality? Is the terrain suited to your sort of style?
I think so. Like some people are telling me that this is very technical. Like I think coming from Ireland, we have a different view on what people think is technical and what we think is technical. What most people over in Europe call technical, we call runnable. Like we think, it's like they're dry, buffed, hard packed, compact trails. And I ran in a few little runs yesterday and today, and if it's anything like that, which I assume it is, it's fast and it's runnable. You know, there could be some very technical stuff coming down off those where it's high over the first 30k. I'm sure those downhills will be fast, will be technical, but I don't think they're going to be anything that's going to like shock and awe me. I think it's going to suit me down to the ground. Yeah.
So moving on, and maybe just before we move on, down in the description, folks, there are links for the sponsors, TORQ and GOREWEAR. So check those out if you're looking for some discounts and some good stuff. And Ricki, moving on, what about your own gear? Let's start with the pack, and then we'll move down to the shoes thereafter. So head to toe, what's your kit choice?
Yeah. So I'm going to add another story in there because, like, as like I'm here with a group of runners. I'm probably one of the most experienced runners here. And what do you think I forgot? I forgot my pack, man. I opened up my bag and my running vest. Like I've got a Hoka Arch Max running vest. It's a really nice vest. I've been training in it. I've got used to it, and I forgot it. You know, the most important piece of kit I have, and I forgot it. Like I can't believe I forgot it. But today I got a Compress Sport One, so I got the 10 liter, the Ultra S, I think it's called. And I've ran in the 15 liter before, so Compress Sport is a brand I use all the time, so I know the pack, and it's a really good pack. Like it's a 10 liter, it's nice and compact, it's nice and neat. You can pull it in, cinch it on the side, it fits perfect. Really nice pack. So got that sorted. €170 that I didn't need to spend, but anyway, it's done. It's done, and uh,
Big
exactly. But
spender.
I will say that after this race, I'm just gonna give this pack away. So if somebody wants a small Compress Sport 10 liter, drop it in the comments, and we'll see who we can give it away to. You know, it's gonna be a bit salty, but I promise I'll wash it. I'll wash it
You'll
because I
not
don't
see the
need it,
salt
man.
in a white
Yeah.
pack.
That's why I got the white. I was thinking I give this away and it'll fit a male or female in a small, you know. So I said I'll give it away. But anyway, moving away from the pack, I'm a Hoka man. Everyone knows I'm a Hoka man. So the shoe of choice for me is going to be the Tecton X2. So dual carbon plate shoe, 4 mil lugs on the bottom. This is a rocket ship of a trail shoe. So look, tried and tested. Most races that I've done really well in, I've been wearing that kind of shoe. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited to run on that shoe. It's that perfect shoe for this kind of distance where it's fast and you still got that cushion. So I should have no issues with busting my toenails, no issues with blisters, and no issues with like sore underfoot from rocks and stuff like that.
How many Ks have you
Uh,
got in that pair?
I've only got like about 60k in them. Yeah, they're fresh. They're very fresh. I picked them up maybe 2 weeks ago.
And what about the rest of your kit? Hoka team kit?
Yeah, so I have the Elite Hoka team kit. It's by Run Rabbit Run, so it's really good gear, really nice, really breathable. But I'm going to be wearing a singlet tomorrow because it is going to be warm, and then a pair of half tights, and because I just like the half tights. There's no pockets, no nothing like that, but I don't need pockets in it. But I just think the half tights are nice to give you that like extra compression on your quads, which is just nice when your legs are getting beat up. They're just comfortable, super comfortable gear.
Is
And
that
then
the same top and bottom combo that you used in Tunisia?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my show and tell is terrible, but that's the kit there. Yeah,
Do you
yeah. The
not have this
colors.
ready? I told you what we were going to
Yeah,
talk about, man.
yeah. I love that kit. Like I only have it like since we were in Tunisia, and it's really nice to race in. You know, it's super gear, super gear. Yeah, and then down to socks, I'm on to Compress Word. Like I work with Compress Word as well. So again, matching the pack. These are their trail socks, the B 4.0s they're called. So they're really good socks, really good blister protection, and they have the extra protection on the talus bones. I think you call, where you're kicking rocks and you're just usually clipping the side of that bone with your shoe as well every now and again.
Is that the sock that has like the sort of dimples all over it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
good.
really good socks. Just hard wearing socks. They're very fresh. I think I took them out of the packaging just before I came here. I did one run in them just to like kind of break that like material in a small bit. So
I
they're good.
Socks need one wash before you can race in them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Plus they're orange and blue and they match my kit.
Ah,
So
style bender himself. Right. Moving on. You recently just signed with NAC, so congratulations on that. I know you've been training with the stuff through last year, to my knowledge, anyway. So, what's your kind of nutrition strategy? Give us the products, frequency, any sort of metrics you're thinking about, you're trying to hit, and then hydration or sodium or whatever. Just give us the rundown on that.
Yeah, so what's great about NAC, and one of the real reasons I was so keen to get with them as well, is because NAC sponsor all the UTMB races. So it just means that NAC have the aid stations covered. So I would be able to refill up on their drink mix. They have flavored drink mix that you can buy, but on race day they have a flavorless, like it's kind of like got a sweet taste to it, right? But it's flavorless. It's 250 calories per 500 mils, and there's 59 grams of carbs per 500 mils. So like that's exactly what I'd be using, and that's exactly what works for me. So I'm a 60-gram carbs kind of guy. And some people would think, oh, that's not enough or that's too much. Well, for me, it works. It works really well at training and racing. And like I'm 5'2", I weigh about 52, 53 kilos. So 60 grams of carbs is plenty for me. I think if I go above 60 grams of carbs an hour, I'm kind of getting into that like almost too much, and it's too hard for my body to digest it, and then I have to back off. And I don't like having to back off. I like that I can get that drink into me, get hydrated, get those calories in every hour on the hour, and it just keeps my head like from overthinking. And if I'm taking on too many calories, then I'm worried that my stomach's going to go, and I'm thinking about that. And I always think if you're thinking about something, it's going to happen. Like if I'm thinking, oh, maybe I have too much or maybe I don't have enough, you know, I just have that 60 grams on the hour. I'm going to be taking in 500 mils with the drink mix in it. And if that, like, always, like, there is another, like a plan B. So if I'm getting sick of taking on those drinks, then again, NAC have me covered as well, because in the aid stations they'll have the Puree. So it's like the little pouches of, it's almost like baby food, it's that
Yeah.
kind of consistency. But again, I've been using that in training, works really well for me. So I'll either pop one 500 mil and one of those to increase the carbs, or I will take two of those, if the drink just isn't working for me anymore. And again, they're going to have Stroop waffles as well. And who doesn't like a Stroop waffle? So they've got a vanilla Stroop waffle at all the aid stations, which is super handy, like, as well. So if I feel like I need to actually eat real food, that's what I'm going to go for. But other than that, I wouldn't be taking on anything else, and I'm hoping I won't actually need to take anything other than the drink mix, because if I can drink my calories, I'm much happier. I just don't get that bloated feeling from eating. I don't like having to chew something either when I'm trying to run fast. It's very hard to run fast and breathe and chew at the same time.
So in Tunisia, you simply used a water bottle and took your calories in that way. Are you going to be using handheld, or are you going to use the bottles in the pack?
No, so I have like my 500 mil compress port bottles. So I'm just going to be using these, and they have a nice. They have the compress port have a new bottle out now, and the top, when you screw it off, the top is a bit smaller. But I'm just sticking with my old bottles, and the top is a lot wider. So again, it's much more convenient to refilling them. It's a lot less messing around. I
What?
don't have to be as.
So you remembered your bottles, but you didn't remember your pack?
Yeah, but
It's
that's the
sitting on the
problem.
drying line at home, is it?
It's on a fucking hanger, man. It's on a hanger. Just just because I was thinking that's the first thing that goes in the bag. That's the first thing that goes in the bag, and then everything else goes in after that. And of course, I had the bag full and just walked out of the room, man. That was it, you know. I like to people like to overthink things. I like to underthink them so that I'm not stressing about that. But underthinking means you forget shit, you know.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up at that. Appreciate you going through this stuff. What time does the race kick off tomorrow?
Stupid o'clock. That's what time it kicks off at. It starts at 7 o'clock, right? But I have to get up at 3. I have to get some food in, and then I have to get a bus from 4:30 to the start line. So like I think a 90-minute trip on the bus, and then it starts at 7 o'clock. You know, that's the way it's done, and it's like, yeah, you could do without all that traveling, and it's just a funny time to wake up and want to eat at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So, and again, you probably have to bring something with me for the bus as well. So again, I'm still even trying to figure out what's the best thing to do there. Like, do I have porridge in the morning? But look, I'll figure that out. Like, but at 7 o'clock, Croatian time, race starts. Hopefully in before 11 hours in a top 10 with a big grin on my face and two thumbs up.
Let's fucking go. Yes, man. Would love to get the pack. Oh, Eric putting a shout out there for the pack. First in, first in. Well, maybe slide into Ricky's DMs and we'll see how that goes. But look, man, we'll not keep you any longer. Wishing you all the best for tomorrow. We'll be watching the tracker and we'll catch up with you after the race. All right, dude.
Peace.
See you later, mate.
Cheers.